And now for what you've been waiting for.
Part 2. The epic conclusion of the 2-part Nerd Talk episode. Sorry.
Previously on Nerd Talk.
Previously on Nerd Talk, we teased this episode of Nerd Talk.
Talked about a lot of DC stuff.
DC stuff, some X-Men things, and Doctor Strange.
But now we bring you the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I have to start this out by saying shit.
Fuck.
It's big stuff, man.
Huge.
Huge.
Like, if you're not excited for this,
yeah,
then get the fuck out of here.
Imagine the biggest...
We don't even want you watching the show.
Imagine the biggest, like, movie news you can imagine. Imagine when they announced... When they announced Batman vs. Superman. It's a big fucking deal. This is like 10 times as huge.
Fuck.
So how we're gonna do this is like, we're gonna just take you through the timeline of all these little tidbits of information in the Marvel Universe, just so you get a full grasp, and then we can talk about how they connect and everything.
Yep,
our theories and...
Everything's leading up to one giant thing.
Yes. So...
Because Marvel, they're geniuses.
Marvel is genius.
Marvel is genius.
So
we're going to start at a time where there was an Iron Man 4. It's like an alternate universe.
On an episode of Ellen, Robert Downey Jr. said there was going to be an Iron Man 4. He kind of announced it in a similar way that Tony Stark announced that he was Iron Man, where he was just like, okay, yeah, there's going to be an Iron Man 4. You know, he was like, fuck it.
Whereas, like, the day before that, he said he would only do Iron Man 4 if Mel Gibson was going to direct it.
Which we mentioned in the last episode.
Yeah, which we mentioned in the last episode, which, at first when he said this, I was like, oh shit, they actually got Mel Gibson?
I know, yeah, because he was like, yeah, it's going to happen. But then, like, that night, or the next day, he was
like,
on...
oh, JK, guys.
Yeah, he said, okay, there's not going to be an Iron Man 4, but there's big plans for Iron Man. And he's like, there's plans for Iron Man in future Marvel movies. So it makes me wonder if Marvel called him and was like, dude, RDJ, what the fuck?
Does Marvel call him RDJ?
Why wouldn't they?
Joss Whedon just calls him, I was like, yo, what up, RDJ?
Yeah. Wouldn't you? I would. So... Next. So remember that. Big plans for
Keep that
Iron
in your
Man.
mind. Next,
there were rumors that Avengers 3 could be without Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, and I thought I saw one report Hulk. One report didn't mention Hulk, but I could have sworn I saw another that said Hulk.
I don't know, I can't see it being without, like, Hulk at least.
Yeah.
Because he's had less movies than the rest. Like, Black Widow's in the Iron Man and...
Yeah. It's really hard to imagine without Captain America. It's fucking Captain America, but they say that they might want to make room for other characters. So obviously we've got Ant-Man and Doctor Strange coming.
Yeah, and if Winter Soldier is signed on for multiple movies.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
He will more than likely become Captain America.
One of the things was saying, one of the reports we saw was saying that like what they learned from Guardians of the Galaxy is that the brand is the key. It's not just the characters anymore, it's the Marvel brand, which means they could probably do an Avengers movie without some of the big characters.
Because people will still see it.
Exactly.
Like, we even have Falcon in there.
Yeah.
And they've introduced a lot of characters that we haven't seen in the Avengers.
Exactly.
Ant-Man is coming up.
But they were saying that it's possibly because they want to save those key characters for some big event film. Mm-hmm. Remember that. Next. Also big news, there were just apparently Sony is having some sort of discussions with Marvel about Spider-Man in the Marvel fucking universe.
Yes.
Which is the biggest thing you're going to hear from us all day, I think. I don't know. Okay, everything else is big, but...
That's the big Marvel news.
But this is... Okay, but this is pretty big. This is pretty major for the Marvel film universe and...
Because Spider-Man's always been a huge part of the Marvel universe, and he's an important player in the Avengers.
Yeah, it's just, I was...
All we're missing is Wolverine.
We need Wolverine now. If they can get Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, fuck. But... So now there's all these things going on with Spider-Man because, obviously The Amazing Spider-Man 2 underperformed. Yeah. People didn't really like it. There's rumors that they're killing the Venom movie, which is kind of a part of it's kind of a bummer, but doesn't bother me a whole lot.
I was kind of excited for it, but at the same time,
yeah,
like what you said, it'll be all right.
Yeah, but they're still wanting to do a Sinister Six movie, which might be a soft reboot of Spider-Man, which could have a new actor playing Spider-Man.
Which I don't know, that's weird.
I think it's weird
because why are they going ahead and recasting Peter Parker?
I know that like Andrew Garfield has
he has his differences.
He's been slightly douchey, and he keeps making comments like, "Oh, the future movie, that has nothing to do with me or whatever." Yeah. But at the same time, as an actor playing Spider-Man, if there really is a chance that they're going to be involved in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, how can you say no to that?
Right.
How can you back out of that? Like, he has a chance to act alongside, Robert Downey Jr. In future movies or something.
Not saying that, I'm blanking on the dude's name.
Andrew Garfield?
Andrew Garfield, like, yeah, he's douchey. Yeah, he's not the best Spider-Man we've had.
No, and I really don't...
I still think it's too soon to recast, but
I agree.
I guess I'd be alright with it as long as it's going to be Marvel property still.
Yeah, I agree. They even made mention of, like, shelving Spider-Man for a few years to develop side characters, which is silly for Sony because they don't have a whole lot of side characters, but the soft reboot could be like they said it could be like a Dirty Dozen thing with Spider-Man and then Sinister Six, whatever. But whatever.
Yeah, but if Sony is doing that and if Spider-Man really is going to Marvel Studios, then why do they even need to bother with the Sinister Six movie?
That's true. I also agree.
They can just do something else.
Plus, if they're kind of doing some sort of reboot, what does that mean? They basically, because they kind of ended Amazing Spider-Man 2 with setting up the Sinister Six and all this stuff. But if they're rebooting Spider-Man, would they want to recast? They probably want to recast Harry Osborn and stuff too. And they obviously would.
And they've gone ahead and established all of that.
Yeah, so unless it's just recasting the actor in the same universe, which obviously they've done before.
They should just forget about it. As long as if they do bring it back in Marvel, they don't do an origin story again.
I agree. Okay, so then they announced that Robert Downey Jr. would be in Captain America 3.
So that's going to be the Iron Man 4.
That's going to be like an Iron Man 4. That's the future Marvel or future Iron Man plans was for Avengers 3. Now apparently though, are you ready for this?
I'm not.
Okay. It's going to have to do with the Superhero Registration Act.
Whoa.
Which, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's just this, it's where the government wants the superheroes to reveal themselves to the government and, like, act as a police force.
Yeah. So the government knows all their secret identities.
Exactly. And in Captain America 3, Iron Man is going to be for it, and Captain America will be against it, so it causes major disagreements.
So that'd make Iron Man... kind of like one of the villains in the movie.
Yeah, he would like essentially be a villain unless there's like,
I can't see him as being the big villain.
Right. But he'd be like a villain of sorts.
Yeah.
Probably not like them. I don't know if maybe it'd be them fighting, I don't know. But...
that'd be a cool fight.
Yeah, it would. But the big thing with that is it's like fucking Civil War.
Yeah, so that would set up the Marvel Civil War.
Yeah, which,
in case you don't know what that is, it's...
Tell us.
The Civil War was where... So they take the Superhero Registration Act, and several heroes in the Marvel Universe are like, okay, I'll go for this, like, here's who I am. And then the others are like, no, that's bullshit, we don't need to be doing this. And it was a huge comic event that completely changed the Marvel Universe. And Spider-Man was one of the major players in it, which goes back to Marvel possibly getting Spider-Man. Like, he was torn, he joined with Iron Man in the beginning, but then switched to Captain America's side for the second half.
Mm-hmm. So there's a possibility that, because I think they were saying that possible titles thrown around for Captain America 3, like it could be Captain America Civil War, it could be Captain America Fallen Sun.
Which Fallen Sons were Cap dies.
Where Cap dies. Which
is the aftermath of the Civil War.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd want Captain America to die well, I guess it makes sense for it to be in a Captain America movie where it happens, but a part of me kind of wants it to happen in a bigger film. But anyways... That's a big fucking deal, though. Civil War is huge.
That's a huge deal.
And it's because, like you were talking about, they've been saying they weren't going to do Civil War.
Yeah,
for like
people
months
have been throwing this out for a long time, and they're like, no, we're not going to do the Civil War.
And now suddenly, that's
which
the biggest thing.
It's not confirmed.
No, it's really not.
It's still a rumor because they've also had other rumors thrown out, like maybe like one that they teased at Comic-Con was the Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Which is also a huge thing that takes place throughout the whole Marvel universe, where this creature called the Beyonder comes in and takes Earth's superheroes and brings them to this battle world where they're all pitted against each other for survival. Which is also kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
And that's where Spider-Man gets his symbiote for the first time, the Venom symbiote.
Yeah.
Which, also, Spider-Man.
Yeah. So, moving on from there, there was all these, like, these new other rumors about Avengers Age of Ultron and Captain America 3, where they said that, like, Age of Ultron could end where Tony Stark leaves the Avengers, possibly retiring as Iron Man. because he feels responsible for all this shit that Ultron does.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Which makes sense, and then even if he acts as a villain of sorts in Captain America 3, it could just be more of like as a person, as a political thing.
Yeah.
There could be a new Avengers team at the end of it, which would include Captain America, Falcon, War Machine, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, and Vision. Which makes me curious, like if that's the case, then
where's Hawkeye?
Yeah, where's Hawkeye? Where's Hulk?
Yeah.
Unless they're lying to us about Planet Hulk too, and
and Planet Hulk's actually going to happen.
Planet Hulk actually happens, which
would be amazing.
Now, and it would be amazing.
Which would lead into World War Hulk.
Yeah. Captain America 3 would act as Avengers 2.5, which makes sense because Winter Soldier kind of was a 1.5.
Exactly. Which, I mean, all the movies tie into each other anyways.
Do. But Captain America, I feel like, was the most
more
major, But they said that, events in that film will reshape the Marvel Universe, which is exactly what they did in Winter Soldier. I mean, when S.H.I.E.L.D. got taken down and stuff, that's huge in the Marvel Universe.
And if Cap actually does die,
yeah,
then damn. Which means the Cap you were talking about for the new team could be...
Yeah, it could be Bucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They also were saying that at the end of Captain America 3, the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be in a tough, dark place with heroes scattered and defeated, which will kind of continue on to Avengers 3, which would be a perfect time for Thanos to attack.
Oh yeah.
But the report said it would be a perfect time for him to attack in Avengers 4 or a big universe-wide team-up.
Which, in my opinion, would be the Infinity Gauntlet.
Which that makes perfect sense, and again could be whatever big event film they were talking about as the reason why they wouldn't have some people in Avengers 3 and with Spider-Man and which I think kind of makes sense because we don't need all the Marvel heroes in the Avengers.
But we do need them all for something bigger.
Something bigger, and they obviously Guardians of the Galaxy has to have some kind of tie to Thanos.
Well, and they're already setting up, like Guardians of the Galaxy already set up a whole new realm of, the Marvel Universe. Like we'd never seen that side with space and all that, and different galaxies. Like we'd seen different worlds and stuff with Thor.
Yeah.
But Guardians of the Galaxy introduced us to something bigger than that. And we saw that Thanos as galactic, and they're already bringing in the Inhumans. Yeah. Which, Black Bolt, and so they're technically setting up kind of like the Illuminati.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Marvel Illuminati, which leads into Infinity Gauntlet again. Yeah. And they've set up Adam Warlock, which is a huge player in that. Mm-hmm.
So we've been kind of assuming that Avengers 3 was going to be the big movie and would probably be the Infinity Gauntlet, but it might be an Avengers 4, which makes me wonder what Avengers 3 would even be, but unless Civil War carries over,
Well, Civil War would be cool to carry over to an Avengers movie and have its own thing.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And who knows, maybe people die in it. In the comics, we lost heroes in the Civil War.
That's very true. It's going to be batshit insane. There were also tidbits Marvel might supposedly wants the Russo brothers to take over Avengers 3 and 4, just to take over for Joss Whedon. Because I could see Joss Whedon doing 3, but I couldn't see him doing a 4th one. Yeah. Just because I'm sure he
probably has other things he wants to do.
Yeah, just as an artist, he probably wants to not do Avengers movies for the rest of his life. As cool as that would probably be for.
I think that's the perfect job actually. Yeah. I would love to write every Marvel movie for the rest of my life.
But now, even though these are all rumors, obviously some facets of these things could be true.
Yeah, of course.
Because that always happens. There could be variations of this. Because there's always rumors and stuff, and some things turn out true. Sometimes some things
get
don't,
debunked, but then pieces of them are still true.
Exactly. But this is just fucking huge for Marvel movies and.
Oh yeah. And I know honestly myself, I would rather see the Civil War take place than the Secret Wars.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. And just the idea of having Spider-Man involved, and it's something we've kind of dreamed of. And again, if they could just get Wolverine, somehow. Oh, yeah. I kind of don't think Fox would do it, especially with them trying to build their universe as they are. Exactly. And their movies are getting better as opposed to failing like Amazing Spider-Man did. But
we don't know how the Fantastic Four is going to turn out.
That's true.
And just to throw out that, we'll say what Marvel plans on doing. Marvel plans on attacking the Fantastic Four pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
They are canceling the Fantastic Four comics apparently at the end of 2014, which will really hurt the movie.
Because typically, what Marvel's been doing is they've been releasing or starting another comic series.
A couple years or a year before the movie comes back.
To kind of build it up, with Guardians
they did
of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
but now they're taking away the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, because really,
they have another Fantastic Four property comic. It's called The Future Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
But that one more so follows like Franklin Richards and stuff and Valerie, their kids, but they're still in it. But people don't connect that to the Fantastic Four.
That makes sense. Yeah. And, there's already a lot of bad buzz on Fantastic Four right now. So if it ends up being a failure, then I'm sure Marvel...
But Miles Teller is defending it.
He's trying.
He is adamant.
Well, him and Michael Jordan both.
Michael B. Jordan, they're both adamant about it.
They're both, they talk about how cool it is and, original and, all this stuff. But people still hate it. Like, they won't give it the time of day.
No.
Every time I see a posting about it...
It's negative.
Everybody is just, like, bashing it. Which is kind of unfair. Like, I totally understand it's not... We're not getting the best start on it, but, and we haven't seen any footage or any, like, official images and stuff.
Yeah, we haven't seen any concept art or anything like that. We don't even know what the uniforms are going to look like.
Yeah, even though they were saying that they were going to be containment suits, which...
Yeah.
Anyways, it's... If anything, that just means...
Like, I really hope Ben Grimm at least looks pretty cool. Like, the thing has to look cooler than he did in the first couple movies.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to mocap it, which is probably why they went to Jamie Bell, because he has experience in that.
Yeah.
But, going back to the Marvel film universe, man, it's going to be crazy.
Oh, it's going to be insane.
We've talked about how excited we were for Avengers 3, and now there's a possibility of something even bigger happening.
Now I'm excited for everything.
Yeah, it was just an interesting timeline because everything kind of connected,
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. said there were plans for that, and they announced Captain America 3, and then with the whole Spider-Man thing, and now the talk of Civil War. Like, it makes perfect sense.
And, like, I was already excited for Cap 3. Now I'm even more excited for it. Like, I don't think there could be a better movie coming out than Captain America 3.
No. They're kind of blowing DC out of the water, man.
Oh, yeah.
And DC's trying so hard, and I'm still excited for Batman vs. Superman, even with hesitations about it, but, like, nothing can top my excitement for the Marvel movies.
No.
But, yeah, just thanks for watching.
Yeah, hope that you're as excited as we are.
Yeah, keep a check because I'm sure there's gonna be lots of big news in the coming weeks and years and all the time.
Well, next episode we're gonna come at you with some TV news.
Yeah.
Talk about some Walking Dead, The Flash, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
keep an eye out.
Thanks
Thanks for nerd talking.